It's GIF again with my top 10 favorite DVDs. Must-see DVDs. Top 10 must-see DVDs. Also 10 of my favorites. Anyway, first off we have Gabriel Iglesias, I'm Not Fat, I'm Fluffy, which is a stand-up DVD from Comedy Central's own Gabriel Iglesias. And anyway, he's really funny, and you should everybody check him out. He's on YouTube and stuff. He's got videos and stuff, and he's really funny. Next up we have The Dark Knight, which is a Christopher Nolan film about Batman, aka The Dark Knight, who is facing off against the Joker and, crime in Gotham City. And the Joker's played with Heath Ledger, who has an outstanding role. Actually, everybody puts up an outstanding role. And it's really good. Anyway, sadly, Heath Ledger died afterwards, a good amount of time after this movie. This is possibly his best role ever, I think. Anyway, and there's also some really good roles by Aaron Eckhart, who is the DA, also Two-Face, the villain Two-Face around the end-ish. Anyway, which if you have the comic, you know that anyway, but, whatever. Anyway, it's an action film mixed with a character study of the Joker. Insane, just one of those people that just wants to watch the world burn. And there's a lot of really good lines in this movie. And, anyway, a lot of good acting, action, drama. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes-ish. But it's still really good. And next up we have The Lost Boys. 2-disc special edition. It's basically just, the feature film and a bonus disc with, a lot of stuff. So there's some stuff about vampires in different countries, and behind the scenes, some documentaries and stuff. Anyway, this is The Lost Boys. Michael and Sam, played by Michael Jason Patrick, and Sam was played by Corey Haim. And they moved to Santa Carla, which is a completely fictional city, by the way, just a side note. And, anyway, they move here and they run into two, different groups of people. Well, Jason Patrick's character, Michael, runs into this tribe of vampires. Except he doesn't know they're vampires yet. And he drinks his wine and ends up being the head vampire's blood. So he gets turned into a half vampire. And he'll remain a half vampire until he makes his first kill or the head vampire is slayed. And his brother Sam, played by Corey Haim, runs into the Frog Brothers, Edgar and Alan Frog, played by Corey Feldman and Jameson Newlander, whichever. And basically, at first they tell Sam to kill him, but then he can't get his brother, so they go out to kill off the head vampire. And anyway, it's really fun. There's a lot of really good twists in this film. And it's an 80s classic, so you should check it out. Another 80s classic, we have the Back to the Future 25th Anniversary Trilogy that came out in October of 2010. And if you don't know the story, here's the basics. Christopher Lloyd plays Doc Brown, who invents a time machine out of a DeLorean. And Michael J. Fox plays Marty McFly, who is his friend, and it's basically about their journey through time and stuff. Anyway, it's really funny. If you haven't seen it, it's actually really funny and really good. It's a really good movie. It's definitely something to check out if you haven't already. / have been living under a rock. Okay, anyway, next up we have another comedy, Without a Paddle, which Seth Green, Matthew Lillard, and Dax Shepard as 3 friends whose mutual friend died, and he made up this treasure map of this childhood person they've been doing research and looking up stuff about and stuff, called D.B. Cooper, who jumped out of an airplane with all this cash and landed somewhere. They're trying to find where he landed to find the cash, because they've been talking about it since they were little kids. And basically they learn a lot of lessons and stuff. It's really funny, but it's also it teaches you a lot of lessons and stuff too. So, and next up we have a triple feature, a Universal triple feature film set. Well, first off, in this feature we have Fletch, which is an 80s comedy starring Chevy Chase as Fletch, who is an investigative reporter, and he's going around in different costumes trying to, like, solve this, like, trying to solve a crime. And anyway, it's just really funny. Next up, we have Happy Gilmore, an Adam Sandler film. Film Adam Sandler's in, whatever. And he's trying to play hockey, but he's not really any good at it. And his grandmother's house gets foreclosed, so he has to, like, make all this money to get to the bank so that she can have her house back. So he plays golf, because he's got this, like, amazingly long drive. And, yeah, which means he can hit a ball, like, really long, really far. So, basically, and that's about it. It's really funny. Next up is Mallrats, about these two guys who are dumped by their girlfriends and find solace in the mall. And it's really funny. It's got, like, Jason Lee as Brody, who's just, like, I don't know, he's got, like, a really big mouth. He's, like, really funny. And you have Jay and Silent Bob, a cameo by Stan Lee, who did, like, comics and stuff. Because, like, Brody's really into comic books and stuff. So they added that, and it's got, like, Ben Affleck as, like, this, like, huge jerk, Shannon Hamilton, who works at this, like, mall, this place in the mall, and anyway, it's just really funny. And next up, we have something a lot of people have already seen already. This is called The Hangover. And it's about these four friends. They're celebrating one friend's about to get married, and they're celebrating it in Las Vegas, Sin City, and eventually they get, like, really drunk one night and they lose him. So they have to, like, and they can't remember a thing from that last night, so they have to, like, go all over Las Vegas trying to find him. And they run into a large amount of trouble. They steal a cop car, and they run into Mike Tyson and all these cops. And then there's, like, all this other stuff that happens. Anyway, it's really funny. And next up, another comedy. We have Bruce Almighty, starring Jim Carrey playing the wacky Bruce Nolan, who he works at a news station, and he's trying to get bumped up to the desk and be like, like, trying to get a promotion, but eventually somebody else gets the promotion, and he gets all mad. So he's like, he's just like, he freaks out. His life is, like, unfulfilling, and he tells God that he screams up to, like, God and says that he could fix it in 5 minutes, but he'd rather, like, take off his feelers and watch him squirm or whatever. It's like a metaphor there. Anyway, it's really, Morgan Freeman plays God, so he gives him his powers to see if he can do a better job, because he's like, I don't know, he's just, like, talking, he's got the big talk going on, so he's trying to teach him a lesson, so he does that. And anyway, it's a really funny movie. Another comedy. Here. It's Tommy Boy, a movie starring SNL's Chris Farley and David Spade. These two are trying to sell all these brake pads because Tommy's father's company is, well, Tommy, played by Chris Farley, his father's company is in jeopardy of they're in, like, this big trouble because they owe the bank, like, a lot of money, and and his dad dies, so it's basically up to Tommy and David Spade's character to David Spade's character Richard to sell his brake pads and make the money, so that this company doesn't have to be sold to Dan Aykroyd's character Zelensky, the Mattress King. No, it's not the Mattress King. Just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, he's trying to buy this company, and he's the Auto Parts King, and he's trying to buy the company, which causes a lot of trouble and stuff. So basically, they just go all over the place. It's really funny. Next up, we have Rain Man. Last but not least, we have Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. Well, Tom Cruise's dad dies, and he gets really mad because his dad left basically like all this money to his brother, who he didn't even know existed, Raymond, played by Dustin Hoffman. And Dustin Hoffman is in like this institute because he's like an idiot savant. That's what they used to call him. Anyway, so like Google it. Anyway, Tom Cruise's character gets really mad and basically kidnaps him and won't return him until he gets his share of the inheritance. But eventually he says, you know what, yeah. He gives him back at the end anyway, but anyway, so that doesn't really give away the ending at all, though. It's like, anyway, this is actually really heartwarming, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's a classic 80s movie, which is like a lot of movies I have for 80s. 80s new movies. Anyway, that's about it, and feel free to comment and leave any feedback. Actually, I'll welcome it, and that'd be awesome. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and later.